Hi guys, it's Ryan Smith at c3music.com. We're talking about the guitar parts from the song Found, which is off our new album Only Love. We're in the key of G. The changes for the intro and verses are a 4 chord to a 5 chord, to a 6 chord, to a 1 chord. Actually, not in that particular order. It's 4, 6, 5, 1. And rather than playing it sort of the obvious way, we're going to, similar to what we did in the song Your Word, we're going to do a second inversion. Try it. So put the 5th on the bottom. So that C chord is going to be spelled G, C, and E on the 3rd fret and 2nd fret of the D string there. The 6th chord, that E minor, is going all the way up there, spelled B, E, and G, and that's going to go down to a D, which is spelled A, D, and F sharp. So 4, 6, 5. We are, however, going to hit the 1 chord to finish that progression, but it's going to be in root position, spelled G, D, and D. When you hear it together, it's how it starts. When it comes in, it continues that rhythm guitar part throughout, but there is a sort of a complementary part that the guitar 2 plays, which is the same chords, but the triads are going to be further down, the middle register of the guitar. We're going to be playing a C triad, which is pretty much the bottom part that you play for a C bar chord there. It's going to be spelled G, C, and E as well. So it's virtually what we're doing here, but up an octave. However, because of the nature of the tuning on the guitar, we're just going to play it by barring it with our 3rd finger. There's our C. We'll go E minor like this up on the 9th and 8th frets. It's spelled B, E, and G up there. Down to our D triad, which is exactly the same as the C. Instead of going to the G in root position here, we're not going to do that. We're going to go to the nearest G. So we're being very economical about the chord change there. 4, 6, 5, and there's the 1 chord. So you hear it like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fire up my looper pedal just so you can hear it the way it would be heard on the record. It sounds like this. And so that's what's going on now. When the song actually goes to the pre-chorus, it's the same chords but in a different order. It walks up. We hit the 4 chord again. We go to the 5. We go to the 6 chord, which is the E minor. It goes to the 1. Now, instead of going to the 1 in root position, we're actually going to continue the inverted theme and go up there on the 10th fret, do our 1 chord there, and it will be spelled D, G, and B. Now, that rhythm part's still very much the same. There's the 5, there's the 6, to the 1. Now the supportive guitar part that was playing these triads down here goes off and does something else. Plays the 3rd note of each chord that's being played down the bottom. So there's the 4 chord, but we're going to play the 3rd of that chord, which is E. Doing it on the 2nd string off the 5th fret there. Take it up 2 frets and you've straight away got the 3rd of the 5 chord, which is F sharp against the D. There's the G on the 8th fret against that E minor. And then it's going to go all the way up to the 12th fret to play the B, which is the 3rd of the 1 chord. Okay, so the rhythm part, the rhythm that you play with your right hand with those notes is like this. 3, 4, 1. Let's try and hear that against the rhythm. Here we go. Here's that line. That's the pre-chorus. The chorus part of the song Found I'm going to start with the second supportive guitar part. We're looking at the same shapes that we're doing in the pre. The rhythm's a little bit different. It doesn't move as much. It's like 1 and 1. Basically, it's that C triad, D triad, but we're going to go via the G triad in root position. We're not going to use this one or this one. We're going to use our last option, which is spelled G, B, and D, right down here on the fifth, fourth, and third frets. So we'll go 1. There's the 4, 5, 1 chord. Going up to the 1 here. Okay, so what happens along with that part that the guitar 1 is doing is they're doing sort of this fuzz line, playing the root notes really. Those notes are C, D. Now we're going to go via the B bass on that G. Even though the G triad's played there in root, we're going to play the third note of the chord down the octave in the fuzz line. C, D, there's the B. We're going to go up to E, the 6. And then we're going to go back to the B when it hits the G up there. Now, the offbeats are going to happen in these places. 3, 4, 1. There's the C, D, on, off, 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 on, off, off. Okay? Maybe we should hear those two together. Besides, I get to use my looper pedal. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Is that bottom one? And there. That's the chorus parts. On the bridge of this song, right on the downbeat, it hits the 2 chord, which in the key of G is A minor, but we're going to capitalise on these shapes that we've been doing. We'll do A minor like that. We'll stick the third in the root, so it's spelled C, E, and A. We're going to go up to the 4 chord, which is C, and that's going to be spelled E, G, and C. Nice and close, we'll do the 1 chord, which is G. When it hits it second time, we're going to hit that 2 chord again, up to the 4, resolve, right? Third time, there's our 2, there's our 4, there's our 1, then we're going to go back to the 4, and the last one we're going to cut out early, so there's our 2, up to our 4, and then there's nothing. So I'll put a little bit of reverb on that, you can hear 3, 4, back to the 2, and the third time, on the last bar, we're going to change the chord, hit that 1, and go back to the 4. And we do a half as long here, hitting the 4, and then we're out. And we let the other instrumentation take care of the back end of the bridge. The guitar line that you play over the bridge chords, obviously not going to play anything on the first lot of changes where it hits the 2, hits the 4, hits the 1, rings, and it comes in on the second time through and hits that 2 chord. It's played like this: 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. What we actually do going into the third lot of chord changes is we slide that B with our third finger. And once you've done that slide with your third finger, we're going to change it a little bit the third time round. It's resonating. 2, 3, 1, 2, G. We're actually going to fret the G with our pinky finger on the D string, the 5th fret. So 2, 3, And we're going to go up to the B. And then it goes up to the C, because that's where it changes back to the 4. And the very last time the chord cycle plays, it's the 2, it's up to the 4, and then it cuts. Well, quite simply, we just play the first half of that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you're out. And that's all the guitar parts played together for the bridge, I've found.